Too often people are stuck in this thought process of like, wait a second, like, I don't think I can actually do this. I'm not actually going to make a move. I'm not actually going to invest or focus on myself. And as a result, it actually doesn't do anything. Like, indecisiveness will keep you stuck long term in a toxic relationship. It will not produce a desired effect. It will not produce the result that you're actually looking for in your life. What does that indecisiveness actually cost you over the past couple of years? It's probably cost you of how it affects you mentally and emotionally. It probably has cost you in a way that you no longer know who you are. You feel beat down. You feel belittled. You feel like you have no worth because of this question. Do I stay? Do I go? Is this right? Is this wrong? Is this good? Is this bad? Like, it leaves you stuck in this reality and you're like, I don't actually know what's true. I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do. Being stuck in a toxic relationship, the cognitive dissonance that leaves you stuck in the middle, makes you be like, I don't know who I am and I don't know what to do. This indecisiveness or this immobilization will leave you at a place that you will not make a move required to actually help you heal and grow and change. It'll leave you stuck. It'll leave you stuck not just for a short period of time, but for a long period of time that you won't make the moves that you need to make to be able to grow and to be able to change. It feels too difficult. It feels too scary. You're worried about the end result, not what's actually happened to you right now. What is the cost? How has it actually showed up in your life? How has being with a toxic person affected you physically? I mean, with many people, like every single day, a common one that pops up is autoimmune. Your hair starting to fall out, anxiety ramping up to the place, depression picking up. Like, you're at a place where you don't know anything anymore. Like, this piece will start to destroy you physically, especially if you start to self-medicate, drinking, binge eating, trying to do anything you can to avoid the pain of what's actually happening, of how this person is actually treating you. It makes you sick, 100%. A lot of times you'll be so racked with the stress, it will keep you in a place where you won't get healed mentally, emotionally, physically, because of what's actually going on in the toxic relationship. Like, there's so much different stress. There's so much things that actually wreck your body, that hurt you mentally and emotionally. How's this showing up in your family? How's this showing up in your relationships? There's probably many of you that are like, I'm a good mom. I get that. You are. How is this toxic relationship affecting the level that you can actually show up for your kids? The level that you can actually interact with them and help them move forward and help them heal in the toxic environment they're in. Because this toxicity permeates everything. It affects your fitness. It affects your health. It affects your emotional and your mental stability. It affects your kids. It affects your job. It affects your business. It affects every single piece of it. So you need to sit down and you need to start adding it up. Adding up what it actually costs you. When we don't add up what it actually costs you, you start to minimize the cost that it's actually affected you. You start to minimize the extra pounds that were put on because of the stress involved in the toxic relationship. You start to minimize how you're actually reacting to the kids because you're just stressed because of the pressure that he's putting you under. You minimize the cost that it's given you of monetarily wise because of how much money you've spent on him or covering stuff, or just the amount of opportunity that's been lost in your business, in your job because of the stress that you have inside. And so I need to be able to put this out very clear. What is the cost of your indecisiveness? You're like, I'm scared. I get it. It's okay to be scared. But I want you to ask yourself, what is the cost of that indecision? What is the cost of not doing anything? If nothing changes, nothing changes. Like, if nothing changes, you're in the same exact spot. Like, we're talking here, and then 5 years down the road, we're going to be talking here. Like, you're still going to be going over the same exact stuff. Like, if you work with me, my goal is that you don't watch my content long-term, narcissistic content at least. Because, like, it doesn't show that you're actually moving forward, that you're actually healing, that you're actually getting to the place where the awareness is so much that you're able to stand as a powerful person saying, like, hey, I know who I am. I'm not going back. I'm not getting with a toxic person. Like, I know me. Like, this aspect is so huge that people get stuck in. They get stuck in the aspect of indecisiveness. How long will you stay stuck? And how long will let what has cost you already continue to cost you for the rest of this year? Will continue to cost you for the next year, for the next year, for the next year, just for the hope and the potential that this person might actually wake up and change when there's been no recollection of that and you've seen no change in the relationship at all. What does it cost you? Put in the comments here. What does it cost you? How has it affected you physically? A couple people said, like, hey, I'm sick. I've been sick. No, we've developed autoimmune, all different aspects. What does it cost you physically? How has it actually affected your body? Like, this is an important exercise for you to be able to understand for you. Okay? Because if you don't understand this for you, you will stay indecisive. You will stay at a place where you do not make a move to be able to help you grow and change. Digestive issues, shingles, autoimmune, memory loss. My body is broke down. Hair loss, insomnia, extreme weight loss, tummy ache, 100%. Digestive illness and migraines. Okay? Do you see this? Sleep disorder, depression, insomnia, memory loss, hair loss. Like all these are coming in across all different platforms. Like, do you see this? I need you to understand, how long do you want this to keep going? Fibromyalgia. Yeah, that's a common one too, actually. Like, how long do you want this to keep going? Now, understand me very, very carefully. I am not putting a blame on you at all. I am saying now it is your choice. I'm not shaming anybody for having these, but I'm saying now it is your choice. Do not stay in the path of indecision and wonder why it doesn't change. Anxiety, back pain, tension, hair loss, more hair loss, binge eating, paranoia, PTSD. Do you see this? This is just in one area. This is how your body is getting affected. How does that actually show up in all the other areas? How just does your body end up affecting every single aspect? How does the binge eating affect your kids and your interaction with other people? How does the anxiety show up in your job? How does it show up in the relationships? Like, are you seeing this? Like, this piece you have to be able to understand. If you do not count the cost of what has happened and what will continue to happen, you will stay the same. How many of you want to stay the same? I almost have all of these symptoms. Then you're in the right place, because we need to work through this. Hypervigilant, shaking constantly, anxiety, hair loss, weight gain, weight loss, insomnia, depression, anxiety, bad mood constantly. Like this will rack just your body. Listen to this. This is me touching on one area. Like, we focus in the Thriver community on body, being, balance, and business. Your fitness, your spirituality, your relationships, and your business. Like your production. Like, I'm only talking about one area, and all of you are lighting up the chat with how much this has affected you and racked your body and hurt you in so many different ways. How much longer do we want this to happen? How much longer will this continue to go? How much longer will you decide that this is okay? Now, I get it. You might be at the place where you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward. I'm scared. I don't know if I can trust. Is there actually a better reality? Is there a better possibility? I get that. And I understand that. And I'm asking you to trust, because there's been hundreds of people before you that have walked this path and are free. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They are free from the trauma bond. They are free from the rumination, and they're able to live in a place where they have confidence, where they have broken free from the narcissist, not just the trauma bond, not just physically. They've broken away completely, and they're standing as a person of freedom, standing as a beacon of light to their friends, to their family, to their business, to their kids, and helping them move forward in their healing and in their change.